Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of Techne Talks. And in this episode, we're going to talk about esports. And is esports really a sport, right? I know this is a real touchy, controversial topic, and I think a lot of us have different views. And again, don't get all, tensed up about it. Let's just talk about it because I know this is like some people are like strong yes, some people are strong no. Where are we sitting? Where am I sitting? Again, I think it's going to be a really good topic here, especially even with the Olympics going on. Maybe people are saying esports should be in the Olympics, right? Before we dive in, products we're still using this Wave XLR with the Audio Technica mic, but I did get a little pop filter to put on top of it because y'all know I got a lot of P's and T's that are really, out there. So anyways, we're using that. This mic was awesome in the last video. I got the review coming up on this shortly here, but just spoiler, wow, is it stinking awesome. Of course, our Blade 17 and then the glorious Model O wireless. This mouse mat, I'm not too sure what this is right here, but I'll try to find it on Amazon and leave a link down. It looks like some merch that I actually have for myself. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's really cool. Anyways, esports, right? So how I want to start this off, right? I think we all know what esports are, right? Like pro gamers, competitive gamers, right? But I want to go into Google, right? And I want to see what they're saying because that's pretty much what the average Joe, the majority of people are going to class it as, right? So it comes up to esport. Is esports a good career is one of the things. While there's certainly many opportunities, of course, there's short-term visions for teams and everything, right? What is the biggest esports game in esports? What do you guys think? I just pulled it up right here, but real quick, before you pull it up on Google or I say it, what do you think? My honest guess would have been Call of Duty. That would have been my just straight up guess. Because again, just straight to the point, I don't watch esports, right? Dota 2. They're saying Dota 2 is the biggest esports title. I don't think I've never played Dota 2, but I don't think I've ever even watched it. So I don't know. Dota 2. Isn't that like a top-down game? Now I got to look it up here, right? I think it's a top-down. Is it strategy? I don't know. Now I want to go try it. It looks cool. How's that an esports game? I don't know. I'm getting off track here, right? Talking about getting off track, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know how to go about this. I can jump around in so many different ways. Let's go this route first. Before Dota 2, let me know in the comments. Again, this is a really good conversation topic, right? I really wish we all could just like get together and just chat about this stuff, but if you've played Dota 2, just explain to me down there, how is this game? I'm just looking at screenshots. I haven't played it, so again, I'm just kind of speaking out of my ears here, right? But how's that an esports game? I don't know. Anyways, is esports a real sport? I think that's the biggest topic and the most controversial question about it, right? Let's before we even talk about what they're saying on Google about it, right, or anything like that, let's go on and talk about our own opinions about it. And again, let this just be a conversation, not a jab topic, right? To me, no, I don't think gaming is a sport. I don't esports. I'm gonna put esports over here, and I'm gonna put sports right here. Okay, you with me? So I don't think gaming, Call of Duty, Dota, Apex, whatever, right? Counter Strike. I don't think any of those are considered sports. So stick with me, okay, with the word sports that we have over here. So when I think of sports, I think of like a race car driver, a baseball player, a basketball player, a football player, the Olympics, running, all that stuff, swimming, a physical activity, right? Where you have that one of a kind body and athleticism to let you conquer that task that you're doing. Now I know what everyone's going to say. Well, hey, not everyone can be Shroud. You know what I mean? With that great precise aiming and bam, whatever game he picks up, he's pretty much fantastic at. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's one of a kind skill. But again, with the word sports, right? We can't take sports, which is this right here, which is baseball, basketball, football, yada, 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 physical athleticism, and just put it into any sort of skill set. You know what I mean? Like, that's like saying a mechanic is a sport because he's so good at it. I guess I guess you are, right? Like, don't they have in like NASCAR, like the pit crew? I guess that's kind of like that. Is that considered part of the sport, or is it just a driver? I don't know. See, again, it's such a conversation topic, right? There's so many different ways. But again, sticking with gaming, there's no, yeah, there's skill. Hands down, there's skill. But athleticism, right? Do you got to have like these strong legs or strong arms? There's gamers with glasses. Speaking of Shroud, I think he wears glasses or something. You know what I mean? Um, again, it's so let's hold that topic right there, right? Because this is where it's all really going to kind of stay around. On Google, I'm going to say, is esports a real sport? And it says professional gamers are talented, right? True. Even non-professional gamers, right? And make huge time commitments. For sure. Time commitments, hands down. But the fact that their physical abilities are limited and the results of their play are determined by a computer. That's huge. That's huge, right? Because, again, it's not 100% you. It's, again, with your computer, everything, graphics, processor, your monitor. You know, it's your complete setup right there. Even down as mild as they are, but your peripherals too. We can take peripherals as kind of like maybe a baseball player's bat and his glove, but still a glove's a glove, a bat's a bat, and you have limitations as like weight and stuff as far as your bats and all that. So, but I think in esports, I could be wrong here, but I believe in esports, like when you go to a competition, you all have the same monitor, right? Like that BenQ 240 hertz. You got the same PCs and everything. But when they're at home gaming, are their specs the exact same? Right? You know what I mean? Like even streamers, like you're looking at this guy compared to this guy. Sure, number one comes to skill. Number one, hands down. But number two is going to come your components, your PC, and then your monitor and stuff like that, right? So is that determining who's better or who's not? Rather than when me and you, we go out to the track and we run, and whoever wins because you're, whoever's got the most strength and the, best running or whatever. In any sport like that, basketball, baseball, it's athleticism. How many times can you run up and down that court, right? How far can you hit that ball? So sports, I think, stay right there, in my opinion. Again, I don't think gaming is a sport. It's like there's something else on here. Is gaming, where does it say? There's something I looked up. Anyways, I can't find that anymore, but it's something I looked up, and they were talking about video games being a sport. And it's kind of, they talked about like solitaire and like chess. How about that? Chess, that takes a lot of skill, not athleticism. You just sit there and move some pieces. But still, that's kind of like the same thing. And when you think about it, it's like, let's talk the Olympics again, like I stated, since that's going on right now. That's kind of what sparked this, had me thinking about it, looking at it, seeing a few posts here and there. People saying esports should be in the Olympics or whatever. Wasn't esports in X Games? I'm getting off track, but just hit me up in the comments. Was esports in the X Games? I forget. But anyways, skateboarding being in the Olympics, right? It took forever for that to happen. It's stinking awesome, right? The course they make, golly, But you think about rollerblading, for example. Rollerblading has been a died-off sport, right? But you see that come up. Why wouldn't that be in the Olympics? We say something like that being in the Olympics before even video games, But still, to the point of that, I don't see maybe VR, right? How about that? Maybe like VR game? I don't know, because you're still built off specs. I don't think VR either. That was, I think some sports can be implemented into digital things like archery or golf, like with the golf screens and stuff. I think we can go that far as maybe digital eventually, stuff like that. But video games, controller, mouse and keyboard and stuff, I just don't see it as a sport. again, hold me right there because I'm not saying that they're not talented, they're not gifted, this, that, or the other, you know what I mean? But I'm just saying there's no physical, labor like in an actual sport right there. So I think esports should have never even been esports. It should have been like e whatever and started its own class of like entertainment or something. Like you got movies, video games, and it should have been like, I don't know, but you took the word sports from what sports are and tried to throw it into gaming. You catch me right there? I agree with you that it's talented people and skilled people doing this, but I just don't think it's a sport. But I think it should have been classed as something else and really got its recognition right there. So these topics wouldn't be there. Is it a sport? Should it be here? Should it be there? No, it shouldn't. It should be here, and it should start its own little thing right there. You catch me? I think that would have been awesome. I think it would have been so cool. It would have had its own thing right there, build it up from that, and start a whole new, I don't even know what to call it, but no, not a sport. No, it doesn't have to be an Olympics. You know what I mean? It's its thing. It's whatever we call it. I don't even know what to call it. You know what I mean? Sports is just a word we know for use with skilled people, so I think we just put it in there. You catch my drift? The other thing people say over here is esports a good career? Now, I know there's some colleges that have like esports degrees, and I didn't look into the college, but again, I'm Googling here. Google knows everything, right? But anyways, when I read about it, they say these colleges, it's not necessarily esports like, okay, hey, here's how you use WASD, and this is your mouse, and this is what a 3070 sensor is right here, It's nothing like that. It's more like talking about, here we go, is esports a bad career? It's talking about the business side, the marketing side, the organizing, the event side, right? It's talking about the business side of esports. You understand what I mean? Not so much the gaming side of esports. That's what I'm reading on Google, and that makes a lot of sense. Are these colleges like, hey man, make sure you're focused, you're 3 feet from your monitor, right? You have a ergonomic or a mouse that fits your hand this way. It's more or less the business side of it right there. So there's so many different routes about it. It's such a spicy, and every time I bring it up, it's always like, you have those people that are so strong about it and say, yes, it's a sport. Then you got people over here that no, it's not a sport. You know what I mean? If I had to pick yes or no, I'm going no. Again, I think I've made that clear. I'm going no, it's not a sport. But I'm also right here is yes, I think it's those special gifted people that can game like that. Like I keep going to Shroud. Again, I don't watch esports, but I've watched Shroud a bit, and just seeing that skill level is like, wow. You know what I mean? They need to be recognized in something, but something. What would we call it? Let's figure that out in the comments. It doesn't have to be esports, but maybe just straight up pro gaming. Maybe something that simple. Pro gaming. Right? And let it be its thing over here. And do it, build it, and let it turn into what it turns into. But not sports. Do you catch my drift? I don't know. Anyways, it was a real touchy topic, again, especially with the Olympics and everything going on right now, just thinking about it. And you got to think about skateboarding just getting put in there and stuff, people saying that wasn't a sport before and everything. So I want to hear your guys' comments, your honest feedback right there. Think about it before you just blab down there. Because again, I've been thinking about this quite a bit. I know it's a touchy topic, and there's so many different routes to take it. But think about what I stated right there. Skill, sports, what should it be? I really want to just chat with you guys right down there. But all in all, that's what we had for this week's episode of Techne Talks. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a little insightful topic. And again, I seriously can't wait to chat with you guys down in the comments about this one. But all in all, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I hope I catch you in the next one. Bye now.